Food waste is a huge problem in Australia as well as the rest of the world. In Australia alone, we create over 7.5 million tonnes of food waste annually, and it costs the economy over $36.6 billion in logistics, aka moving stuff around, as well as just disposing of it in a way that doesn't affect the environment too badly. Food waste is an inevitable reality. There are some things we can do to minimize the effects. The most prominent type of food waste is household waste. So whether it be you accidentally left something out of the freezer or you misjudged the use-by date of something, it all adds up over time. Now that I've explained the economic effects of food waste and how it happens most prominently, I'll explain what it does to our environment. As you'd know, all that 7.6 million of tons of waste has to go somewhere. It can't just disappear, and that somewhere is either landfill, or depending on what bin you put it in, it'll be composted. When it goes to landfill, it is put onto large man-made rubbish mounds, or islands, compacted down and covered over by a layer of dirt. Not only does this practice take up space, it also makes the area around it extremely smelly and unpleasant to be around. However, smells aren't the only issue, because decomposing organics release a greenhouse gas known as methane, which will help cause global warming. But not only that, it's also toxic to the air and flammable. But that aside, how do we fix the problem? Well, as a start, when you notice that something is coming up to its use-by date or best before date, don't simply throw it out. Instead, either put it in the freezer, so it stays good for longer, or make something out of it the same night that you found that out. If you see something in a store that is near its use-by date, because most stores will just throw it out if that is the case, but it might still be safe to eat, you can buy it and you can use it for a meal that night. It would probably still be fine after a day of being past its use-by date, especially if it's being refrigerated. That way the store doesn't have to throw it away and it minimizes waste. Another big problem that you can help solve is the disposal of leftovers. Most people, when they don't finish something, will just scrape their plate into the bin. That's not good. Instead, you should be putting that into a container or just wrapping it up and putting it in the fridge to have for a meal the next day or something. If you know someone who buys lots of foods that they end up not eating and it just goes rotten in their fridge or something like that, then maybe give them advice. Maybe say, you don't really need all that food. Don't say it like that. Maybe say some other ways that they could get all that food without letting it all go rotten. In conclusion, food waste is a huge, mostly inevitable issue that can still be minimized with a little help from everyone, including you. Thank you for watching, and this is the end.